A young woman steps into a hotel elevator alone. She presses buttons. She hides in the corner. She peers into the hallway like something is waiting for her. Then the doors close, and she is never seen alive again. This is the story of Elisa Lam. She was 21 years old, a Canadian student from Vancouver, bright, funny, the kind of person who documented her whole life on a Tumblr blog because she wanted to share what she saw with the world. In January of 2013, she booked herself into a hotel in downtown Los Angeles, planning to travel alone down the California coast. A solo adventure, something she had done before. But the Cecil Hotel was not just any hotel, and what happened inside it was not just any disappearance. Here is what you need to know about this place, because it matters to the story. The Cecil Hotel sits in one of the most troubled corners of Los Angeles. Skid Row, a neighborhood where desperation lives on the street, where the hotel itself had accumulated decades of darkness long before Elisa ever arrived. Suicides, murders, guests who checked in and never checked out. The hotel had drawn tragedy the way a wound draws infection. It is not superstition. It is a pattern. And in February of 2013, that pattern continued. Because somewhere inside that building, something happened to Elisa Lam. And in a few minutes, you are going to watch surveillance footage that has been seen tens of millions of times. Footage that detectives, psychologists, and ordinary people all over the world have studied frame by frame, trying to answer one question. What was she so afraid of? Elisa arrived at the Cecil on January 26, 2013. She was a solo traveler who had stayed in hostels before. She was not reckless. She was organized. She paid for a shared room, made small talk with other guests, seemed completely fine. The hostel staff described her as normal, cheerful even. Nothing about the first days raised any alarm, but within days she was moved to a private room. Other guests in the shared dorm had complained about her behavior. The specifics were never fully detailed, just that something was off. On January 31st, Elisa Lam was reported missing. Her parents flew in from Vancouver. They went to the police. They handed over everything: her social media, her Tumblr posts, photographs. The Los Angeles Police Department launched a search. They checked her room. They spoke to staff. They found no sign of a struggle, no evidence of a break-in, no witnesses who had seen her leave the building. It was as if she had dissolved. For 2 weeks, nothing. Then, on February 14th, Valentine's Day, the LAPD released the surveillance footage, and everything changed. The video, taken from inside one of the Cecil's elevators, shows Elisa alone. She enters. She presses multiple floor buttons. She steps back. She looks out into the hallway, scanning it slowly, like she is searching for someone, or hiding from someone. Then she steps into the corner of the elevator, pressing herself against the wall. Her hands move strangely. Her fingers flutter. The doors try to close. They can't. They keep opening again. She steps out, looks both ways down the corridor, steps back in, talks to someone who is not there, or who is not visible. The doors finally close. She is gone. The timestamp on the footage is July 31st, a technical error that created weeks of confusion about the timeline. The footage went viral almost instantly. Millions of people watched it, debated it. Some said she was playing hide and seek. Some said she was having a psychotic episode. Some said something far darker, that she was not alone in that hallway. If you have a theory forming already, keep it in mind. I will ask you about it at the end, but here is where it gets stranger. While the police were still searching the building, guests at the Cecil began complaining about the water. It ran black. It tasted strange. It had low pressure. Management investigated and sent maintenance worker Santiago Lopez to check the rooftop water tanks. On February 19th, he opened the hatch of one of those tanks and found Elisa Lam. She was floating inside a 4-foot-wide water tank on the roof of the hotel, fully clothed, her laptop, her phone, her keycard, all left behind in her room. No signs of obvious trauma. The hatch to the tank was closed when she was found. The ladder to the roof required a key. The door to the roof was alarmed. No one could explain how she got there. If unsolved cases like this stay with you long after the video ends, subscribe. We uncover a new one every week. The official autopsy was conducted by the Los Angeles County Medical Examiner. The cause of death was drowning. The manner of death was ruled accidental. Toxicology found the medications she had been prescribed for bipolar disorder in her system. The report also noted she had not taken them at the expected levels. Her medication levels were lower than they should have been, which some interpreted as inconsistency in her treatment. But here is what the medical examiner could not explain. How did she get into that tank? The roof required a key or a code. The alarm on the door was functional. The tank itself had a heavy lid. And once inside, the tank was nearly impossible to exit on your own. The walls were smooth. There was nothing to hold on to. She weighed less than 115 pounds. The most disturbing part is still ahead. Investigators found no signs of foul play on her body. No defensive wounds. No evidence of assault. The water had been sitting with her remains for weeks, which complicated the analysis. Her clothing was found inside the tank with her. Some items were found beneath her body, which deepened the confusion around what exactly happened before she entered the water. The LAPD investigated thoroughly. They canvassed the hotel. They interviewed staff and guests. Detective officers reviewed every piece of available footage. The lead detective stated publicly that no evidence of a third party was ever found. No fingerprints. No DNA that pointed to another person. No evidence. But also no explanation. Elisa's family buried her in Vancouver. They had come to Los Angeles looking for a daughter. They left with an autopsy report that told them she drowned, and a ruling that told them it was an accident, and an absence where the answer should have been. Her Tumblr blog, which she had posted to actively during her trip, continued to publish posts automatically after her death. Scheduled entries, queued before she disappeared. They appeared in the days following her body being discovered. Her words appearing after she was gone. For her parents, that was unbearable. They have never publicly accepted the accidental ruling. They have never stopped asking questions. And they are not alone. Here are the 3 theories that investigators, journalists, and researchers keep returning to. The first is accidental death linked to mental illness. Elisa had been diagnosed with bipolar disorder and was being treated with multiple medications. People in the grip of a manic or dissociative episode can behave in ways that are completely inexplicable to outside observers. The elevator footage, under this theory, is not a mystery. It is a medical crisis. She was confused, frightened of something she perceived, but that was not real. And in that state, she somehow accessed the roof and fell into the tank. The gap in her medication levels supports this, but it does not explain the closed hatch. And it does not explain how someone in that state navigated a locked roof alone, in the dark. The second theory is foul play. The hotel had staff with access to every area of the building. Someone with a key could access the roof. Someone could have subdued Elisa and placed her in that tank and closed the lid and walked away. The lack of forensic evidence does not prove no one was there. It proves no one left a trace they could identify. Detectives found no suspect, but investigators also noted that the water had significantly degraded any biological evidence. The DNA was too compromised to produce a clear result. So close, and yet nothing. The third theory, the one that lives on the internet, is the one most easily dismissed, and yet hardest to completely ignore. That the footage was tampered with, that the timestamp was edited deliberately, that there are frames missing. Independent analysts have examined the footage and found the speed appears altered in places, slowed down, which could indicate someone removing frames to hide another figure. The LAPD says the video was slowed deliberately before release for public clarity. Critics say that explanation is convenient. No one has proven either version to be a lie. What investigators are left with is a young woman in an elevator behaving as though something terrifying is inches away from her, and nothing on that footage to say what it was. Elisa Lam was a reader, a writer, a daughter. She had a whole life she was building, post by post, page by page. She booked a solo trip down the California coast because she was brave enough to travel alone, curious enough to keep looking for things worth writing about. She never made it past Los Angeles. The Cecil Hotel has since rebranded. New name, new paint. But the building is the same, and the tank where she was found still sits on that roof. The case file is officially closed. The question is not. So what do you think really happened? What was she reacting to in that elevator? Was there someone else there that night? Tell me your theory in the comments below, because this case has more angles than any one person can see alone. Every case we cover on this channel is real, unsolved, and still waiting for someone to notice the detail everyone else missed. Subscribe and be part of the search. Next week, we travel to a different country and a different decade. A disappearance with no body, no suspect, and a confession that made everything more confusing, not less. Subscribe so you don't